basically what you talk about is a lot of wealth creation, right?
Yep.
You talk about wealth creation, you make money, and you work out how to bring that money back through your Adam Foundation and Avicenna Foundation, right? What
That's
I'm
right.
interested in is, what are you doing with this? So why do you do this?
I believe that investing with purpose is quite important, and that's what we've kind of been doing. So everything, when I first started, I was quite young. I had my first franchise, and
You were 25.
yeah, 24, 25, something like that, I can't remember. But yeah, I made quite a bit of money for my age, and I came from the East End of London, if you know it.
Poor.
Yeah, quite a bit. Our annual surprise was a McDonald's fillet fish, and when I done quite well with the first franchise, I didn't know what to do with the money, and I felt a bit greedy, and I felt I had too much. So I wanted to expand and grow into something that was kind of gave back. So even though the first franchise was recycling and it was sustainable and it was doing good. I went into doing domiciliary care and helping the elderly and then making money that way. So it was always about investing with a purpose. And then one of the things that my faith teaches me is about giving back. We have to give back a certain amount every single year. And I was exporting money out of Britain and going to Africa, India, where my parents are from, and building solar farms and etc.
As part of your giving back.
As part of the giving back.
Yeah.
But I thought there must be a more strategic way of doing it. And I felt that civic participation was one of them.
So listen to what that comment just, you see what I'm saying? You make money and then you're like, okay, so I'm making a lot of money, right? But it's too much. Did you hear him say he made too much money? That's a really interesting concept. Not enough people think like this. Not enough people talk about this. And it's important to highlight that, because when you think, I've got so much money, what should I do with that money? You always start in one place, but spending time with people that have impact, you will find they start in one place and then they keep working on having impact till they're having the impact that reflects their passion, right? That's what's really interesting, I think, about listening to you.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a bit about passion, and it's about I guess passion. You apply your kind of business sense into giving, and when you like I said earlier, when you're in Africa, you're doing solar panels on 1,000 mud huts, and you're only affecting 3,000, 4,000 lives. You think, how can I spend this money more strategically and do a bit better? And hence why the Avicenna Foundation, which I'm quite passionate about. Where we give scholarships to 70 students to do non-STEM subjects and study PPE policy, etc., and get involved and integrate into the civic society a bit more.
So let's make that sound a bit more interesting, because it's a lot more interesting than that. What he does is he looks at the concept that people of ethnic minority backgrounds do not integrate well into society. They don't join the mainstream. And Saf's viewpoint is that we should give up a victim mentality. We should be part of joining the mainstream, and that actually he wants to contribute to helping people that feel like outliers join into society and not feel like outliers. The interesting... Thank you. That civic society thing didn't work for anyone. The interesting thing about breaking bread with somebody is that when you break bread with somebody, it's much harder to hate them. Unless they're teenagers, in which case they're going to hate you anyway. So we're all good with that one. But yeah, or you're married to them. That one I can't help you with. Okay.
Yeah, so it is about helping. So most ethnic minorities in Britain have the lowest education rate, live below poverty line, and they come they're immigrants, right? They're first, second generation immigrants, and they still have that mentality where protesting or boycotting or kind of going against the status quo is the way to make change. And actually, in fact, like you said, breaking bread, sitting around a table and just having a conversation is sometimes a lot more effective than disagreeing and just making noise.
How do you know you've succeeded? What does success look like?
That question is interesting, and it continuously evolves. At first, it was just for example, for the Avicenna Foundation, students graduating, people having seats on the table, but you get, like I said, you get more and more greedy as like you do in business. You achieve one goal and then you have a new KPI, And I think it is, and we were having the conversation, some of the students are here, and I'd love some of you guys to meet those students. But it was about them taking over the foundation and running it as their own, and I think that's success, at least in Avicenna.
So every time that you put in, basically you multiply it. So you put it
Exactly.
into these guys, they go out and they help others. And do your normal businesses continue to make money?
Yes, they do. So, like I said, it's all about investing with purpose. And Alvin, before me, had a great interview. And a lot of our investing is based around what Alvin was speaking about, right? So Ray Dalio talks about cycles, and I love speaking about that because I think everything is cyclical, and 100 years ago we had civil unrest, etc., and I think that's massive. And he believes that civil unrest might come again. And
No, you shock me.
Yeah,
like in America?
Hence why we believe in the civic participation, and we're really working towards that. But at the same time, 100 years ago we had black gold, and now 100 years later we have digital gold, I guess, with the whole AI and data, etc. So we invest in, we manage investments in a variety of things, from minerals to AI to space, actually. And we look at what's next and what's growing, and we concentrate on turnarounds, and we concentrate on pushing and driving others, I guess.
Thank you. That was fascinating. My last question is that if you grew up the way you grew up, and you grew up in a poor place, what was the difference between you and the people that didn't succeed? Because in the same way, you choose entrepreneurs that you think that need, with some help, will wildly succeed, right? What is the difference? What makes one person like you succeed and the 5,000 others not?
I think that's accredited to the way that I was brought up, right? I was given, my parents gave me that freedom as well as drive and that push. I saw.
Are you sure they're Indian? What do you mean they gave you freedom?
Exactly.
What are you? You're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not an accountant. No. You're lying.
Well, I'm an engineer. I am an engineer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're back on track, guys.
But yeah, my dad was a cab driver, and I saw them struggle, and he had an angina attack whilst I was very young, which meant that I really wanted to change things. I saw my mum growing up sewing on a sewing machine, kind of stuff. So it was important for me to make, and many Indians in East London come from a similar background. But yeah, I guess I was trusted with a lot more than others may have
Trusted
been.
with what?
Just like I said, freedom to go around, explore, and learn, and I moved a lot, and that gave me a wider perspective.
And you think that wider perspective contributed to your drive?
I think so. I think so. Like some of the things that, and just talking back at the foundation, one of the things that we make sure we do is exactly that we have very, very smart kids, like at least 15 of them go to Oxford, another 14 to Cambridge, and we make sure that we take them on retreats.
That is an insane statistic.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we make sure that we kind of take them to retreats, whether that be in Spain, to Bosnia, or to Turkey, etc., to broaden their horizon and give them a different perspective. And I think having different perspectives and learning of different people and always learning is key.
Thank you.